Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be part 3 of my breastfeeding series. Today we're going to be talking about how to increase your breast milk supply. I am someone who has struggled with low breast milk supply in both of my postpartum journeys, but I am currently 7 months postpartum and still exclusively breastfeeding. So I've learned a ton of tips and tricks along the way. I'm going to share with you guys all of the things that I've learned and everything that I've done to make it this far in my breastfeeding journey and how I got my milk supply up. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you can stay tuned for more of my breastfeeding videos, and I will also link my 2 previous breastfeeding videos down below in the description in case you guys are interested. But we are just going to get right into the tips and tricks. So my first tip on how to increase your breast milk supply: you need to be feeding from both breasts during a nursing session. So if you're currently feeding from one side and then waiting 2 hours for the next nursing session and feeding from the other side and switching that way, I would recommend start feeding right now from both breasts during a session. So how I like to do that is when I start feeding, I would time myself, especially in the beginning, and I would start on, say I start on the right boob, feed for 10 minutes, set a timer, and then unlatch my baby and put them on the other breast for the rest of the nursing session, whether that be 10, 20 minutes, however long it takes them to finish. And then during your next nursing session, whether that be 2-3 hours, whenever your baby is ready to eat again, I would start on the breast that you finished on. So if we started on the right last time and finished on the left, now we would start on the left, feed for 10 minutes again, and then unlatch them and put them on the opposite breast for the rest of the nursing session. What that does is signal your body every time you breastfeed to produce more milk. I've said this a million times before, but breastfeeding is all about removal, so you want to be removing the milk from your breast to signal your body to make more milk. So if you're only feeding from one breast per session and then switching every single time, you're only signaling your body to make milk in one side and then the other side, so you're really not telling it to make more milk. By doing it from both sides, a feeding session, you're telling it to make milk in both sides, and you're really emptying both breasts, and of course you're going to produce more milk that way. Tip number 2, skin to skin. This is something you've probably heard a million times since you've given birth and how important it is, but skin to skin is also great for increasing your breast milk supply, and that is because having skin to skin with your baby produces oxytocin and prolactin, which is basically a hormone that produces breast milk and signals your body to make milk. So in those moments when you're feeding and you feel like you're not producing enough milk at that moment, or your baby's getting frustrated because not enough milk is coming out, I would recommend instantly trying skin to skin because it can produce a natural letdown. So lay down topless, no shirt, no bra, and strip your baby down into a diaper. Lay them on your chest, and within minutes you will probably have a letdown. Your baby will also probably start searching for your breast and searching to eat because your baby can smell the milk. The skin to skin is a great way to increase your breast milk supply. I would recommend doing this once or twice a day, and it should in turn help as long as you're doing it consistently as well. Tip number 3, this is actually a product that I have to share with you guys called a HAAKAA. You guys have probably seen this before, but if not, this is basically like a suction pump. It's a breast pump, but you don't have to do anything with it. You basically just pop it down like this and then put it on your nipple. Make sure your entire nipple is in there, squeeze it, and then you would do that, and it suctions to your breast. So you would place this on the opposite breast that you're not feeding from. So while you're feeding, say you're feeding on the left, you would put this on your right breast, and that would catch your letdown and also stimulate your body to have a letdown. And again, this goes back to the removal thing. You want to make sure you're removing all the milk from your breast, and this will be a great help from that. So while your baby's feeding on one side, your body is still stimulated on the other side and telling it to produce more milk. This will also catch the extra milk that would usually be just leaked into your nursing bra. So if you want to freeze the milk and store it away, this is also a great thing for that. Tip number 4, massage your breast. This is a really simple tip, but this is something that helped me tremendously throughout my struggle with low breast milk supply and increasing my breast milk supply. So what I mean by massage your breast: while your baby is feeding, or maybe while you're pumping, maybe you feel like not enough milk is coming out and your baby's getting frustrated again. So what you can do is start massaging your breasts. Say your baby's head is here, your boob is here. You want to massage in a downwards motion on all sides underneath, in like a circular motion as well. What that does is, again, it simulates letdown, but it empties out your breast. Again, it goes back to emptying out your breast and signaling your body to make more. You don't only have to do this whenever you feel like you're not producing enough milk. You can do this every time you feed, and it will simulate your body to just keep pumping out the milk, which is a great thing because you want your body to be signaled to do that. So massaging your breasts has helped me tremendously, and that is how, honestly, one of the biggest tips that I increase my milk supply. You have to do this consistently. Again, every tip that I talk about today is all about consistency. So you can't do it one time. It's not going to happen overnight, but in the spurt of a few days, if you incorporate these tips, you should increase your milk supply. Number 5, this is actually another product. I'm sure you guys have heard of mother's milk teas. I'm sure you've heard mixed reviews whether or not they work. This is the one that I used. Basically, why mother's milk teas or like breastfeeding teas work is because of the ingredient fenugreek, which is proven to increase breast milk supply. So pretty much any tea or any food that you eat that has fenugreek should help. These may or may not work for you. Some women have a great reaction to them. Some women have no reaction to them at all and don't notice any difference. I had a medium reaction to it. I wouldn't say that I woke up engorged or anything the next day, but I would say when I was taking this twice a day during my struggle with low breast milk supply, I would take it in the morning and at night, I would notice a slight difference, and I would say that they did help me slightly. But again, this goes back to consistency. You can't take this one time and notice a difference. Again, some women might, but majority of women, I would say you probably have to do this once or twice a day and incorporate it into your regular diet, and it could possibly help you. Another food that you probably already know that is great for increasing your breast milk supply is oatmeal. Again, this is the consistency thing. You can't just eat oatmeal one time and expect your breast to fill up with milk. You have to do it consistently. So how I did it, I still do eat oatmeal at 7 months postpartum if I feel like I need it, but in the beginning I was eating it twice a day. And I know that sounds like a lot, especially for someone like me who really doesn't enjoy oatmeal, but you have to get straight oats, not instant oatmeal or anything like that. Regular like steel cut oats or quick oats or something like that. I use the Quaker Oat brand, and I would do 1/4 or 1/2 cup of it for breakfast or with my breakfast, and then I would also do about 1/4 cup of it as a snack in the middle of the day. Eventually, I would say that my body kind of got used to it and it didn't help, but if you're looking for something to happen over a few days time, incorporating this into your diet should trigger your body to start, because oatmeal is just great for producing breast milk. So if you're not already eating oatmeal, that is a great thing to add into your diet right now. Next tip, another great way to increase your milk supply is incorporate pumping. This is my pump bag. I use a Medela. It just comes with all of the wires and the pump bottles that you need. I'm not going to open that up, but if you want a video about that, I can sure do that for you guys. But pumping is a great way to signal your body to make more milk. There are multiple ways you can incorporate pumping into your schedule. Some women do it after every feeding session. Some women do it before a feeding session. Some women, like me, only do it twice a day. I would do it in the morning when I woke up, and I would also do it at night. Some women do it in the middle of the night. There's a lot of ways that you can do it, and like I said, I can make a video about that if you guys want to. But for me, I did notice that pumping once in the morning before I would feed, and then pumping once at night was a great way to increase my milk supply without having pumping overtake my life, because breastfeeding in itself is already a full-time job. So I would wake up in the morning, pump, and then feed my baby, and basically what that did was tell my body that it needed to produce more than just what I pumped. And then again at night, I would actually feed first so that my baby was getting like a full amount of milk, and then I would pump afterwards, because again, it's telling your body that you're not making enough and signaling it to just produce more the next time that you go to feed. And the last tips that I have for you guys are very simple ones. Make sure you're eating enough and make sure you're drinking enough water. You need to be eating at least 1,500 to 1,800 calories a day minimum while you're breastfeeding, because you do burn off 300 to 500 calories a day while breastfeeding, and if you're not eating enough, your body's not going to produce milk. Same goes with drinking water. Breast milk is made up of, I believe, 94% water, so if you're not drinking any water, you're not going to make milk. Averagely, your body needs half of your body weight in ounces in water per day, so if you weigh 150 pounds, you would need 75 ounces of water per day, but while you're breastfeeding, I would recommend to do more. I would say at least 100 ounces of water a day, 80 to 100 ounces, but if you can get in those 100 ounces, that would be even better. Personally, I thought I was drinking enough water in the beginning. Your body, every time you breastfeed, it kind of sends a signal to your brain that tells you you're thirsty. So you're going to be thirsty when you're breastfeeding. but that doesn't mean you're going to be drinking enough. So I would try to drink maybe a 16-ounce bottle every nursing session. It will make it a lot easier for you to drink your water throughout the day, because you want to be drinking it entirely throughout the day so that your body can produce the breast milk that it needs to. So guys, those are my top tips on how to increase your breast milk supply fast. Like I said, everything that I talked about is about consistency. It's not going to happen overnight, but within a few days span, if you incorporate all of these things into your routine, you should notice an increase in your supply. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments and I can be sure to help you. Like I said, I have been through this and I'm here for you, and I understand the struggle that you're going through when you just want to feed your baby and your supply may not be there. So again, ask me anything, I will answer. But I hope you guys enjoyed this part 3 of my breastfeeding series. Let me know if you want any other breastfeeding videos, and I can film them for you guys. But stay tuned for those and make sure you subscribe for more of them. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!